Hare Krishna, so we are continuing the book called Life Comes From Life by His Divine Grace, Śrīla Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Prabhupāda. This is Shravanam Diaries podcast and I'm your host, Sulalita Devidasi. So let's dive in. Page 30, the fifth morning walk, recorded on May 3rd, 1973 on the shores of the Pacific Ocean near Los Angeles. Śrīla Prabhupāda is accompanied by Dr. Singh and Brahmānanda Swami. Section 1. The Invisible Pilot. Śrīla Prabhupāda. Almost everyone in the world is under the false impression that life is born from matter. We cannot allow this nonsensical theory to go unchallenged. Life does not come from matter. Matter is generated from life. This is not theory, it is a fact. Science is based on an incorrect theory. Therefore, all its calculations and conclusions are wrong and people are suffering because of this. When all these mistaken modern scientific theories are corrected, people will become happy. So we must challenge the scientists and defeat them. Otherwise, they will mislead the entire society. Matter changes in 6 phases: birth, growth, maintenance, production of byproducts, dwindling, and death. But the life within matter, the spirit soul, is eternal. It goes through no such changes. Life appears to be developing and decaying, but actually it is simply passing through each of these 6 phases until the material body can no longer be maintained. Then the old body dies and the soul enters a new body. When our clothing is old and worn, we change it. Similarly, one day our bodies become old and useless, and we pass on to a new body. As Kṛṣṇa says in the Bhagavad-gītā 2.13, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptih dhirastatrana muhyati. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death, quote unquote. And a little later, 2.18, Antavanta ime deha nityasyoktāh sharirinah. This means that only the material body of the indestructible and eternal living entity is subject to destruction. The material body is perishable, but the life within the body is nitya, eternal. Everything works on the basis of this living force. This is the Pacific Ocean, and these high waves are being manipulated by living force. This airplane, Śrīla Prabhupāda gestures toward a passing aircraft, is flying, but is it flying undirected? Dr. Singh, someone is directing it. Śrīla Prabhupāda, yes, everything is working under someone's direction. Why do the rascal scientists deny this? The airplane is a big machine, but it is flying under the direction of a small spiritual spark, the pilot. Scientists cannot prove that this big 747 airplane could fly without the small spiritual spark. So, as the small spiritual spark can direct a large plane, the big spiritual spark directs the whole cosmic manifestation. Jai. Next section, setting the real problems aside. Śrīla Prabhupāda. The Shvetashvatara Upanishad says, Keshagra Shata Bhagasya Shatam Shah Sadrishatmakah Jivah Sukshma Svarupoyam Sankhya Tito Hichitkana. It's also quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 19.140. According to this verse, the measurement of the soul, the proprietor of the body, is 1/10,000th part of the tip of a hair. So 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair. This is very small, atomic. But because of that atomic spiritual energy, my body is working. That atomic spiritual energy is within the body, and therefore the body works and the airplane flies. Is it so difficult to understand? Suppose a man thinks himself very stout and strong. Why is he stout and strong? It is only because within him there exists a spiritual spark. As soon as the small spiritual spark is gone, his strength and vigor disappears, and the vultures come and eat his body. If scientists say that matter is the cause and origin of life, then let us ask them to bring back to life just one dead man, one great man like Professor Einstein. Let them inject some chemicals so that just one dead man may come back to life and work again. But this they cannot do. There are so many things they do not know, but still they're called scientists. Dr. Singh. Sometimes when a problem is too dreadfully serious, we tend to take it lightly. Śrīla Prabhupāda. Yes. When a monkey confronts a tiger, the monkey closes its eyes, and the tiger immediately attacks. Similarly, if scientists cannot solve a problem, they may think, all right, let it go on. This is actually what they're doing, because our real problem is death. No one wants to die, but scientists cannot stop death. They speak superficially about death because they cannot give any relief from it. We do not wish to die. We do not wish to become old, and we do not wish to become diseased. But what help can the scientists offer? They cannot do anything about it. They have to set aside the major problems. Next section is called President Jackal. Jai. Śrīla Prabhupāda. Just a side point, I'll just add one thing, is that naturally when we talk about, especially because in the light of 2020, it's not like, say, in the Vedic culture there were no doctors or those who have treated disease, but disease as a problem of material life, it can be addressed, but it cannot be completely solved, because material world means birth, death, old age, and disease. So in that sense, just like Ayurvedic doctors, they would treat disease, but it's not like they were all powerful. In the same way, scientists may address a disease, may come up with some solution, but it's not like they're all powerful and they can just solve the entire problem. They have to set it aside. Okay, next section is called President Jackal. President Jackal. Śrīla Prabhupāda. In Bengal, there is a story called Jackal ki Jungle ki Raja. Okay, Jackal ki Jai. I was thinking Jackal ki Jai. Okay, in Bengal, there is a story called Jungle ki Raja, concerning a jackal who became king of the forest. Jackals are known for their cunning. One day, this jackal came into a village and fell into a tub of blue dye. He fled to the forest, but he had become blue. So all the animals, they said, "What is this? What is this? What is this animal?" Even the lion was surprised. "We have never seen you before, sir. So who are you?" The jackal replied, "I have been sent by God." So they began to worship him as God. But then one night, some other jackals began to cry, "Wah, wah, wah." And since jackals cannot restrain themselves from returning the call of their own kind, this blue jackal also began to cry, "Wah, wah, wah." And thus he exposed himself before all the other animals as being nothing more than a jackal. Many jackals have been arrested and have resigned from your government. Brahmānanda Swami. The Watergate affair. It is called the Watergate scandal. Śrīla Prabhupāda. Practically speaking, at the present moment, no honest man can become a government official. This is true everywhere. Unless one is a rogue, a dishonest man, dishonest person, one cannot maintain his governmental position. Therefore, no noble man goes into the government. But what can you do? Dr. Singh. Politicians are the greatest cheaters. Śrīla Prabhupāda. Yes, they are scoundrels. One philosopher said that politics is the last resort of the scoundrels. And the last section, science should stop death. Brahmānanda Swami. Do scientists know the cause of cancer? Dr. Singh. They have several theories. Śrīla Prabhupāda. Suppose you know the cause of cancer. What is the benefit? Even if you could stop cancer, you could not make a man live forever. That is not possible. Cancer or no cancer, a man has to die. He cannot stop death. Death may be caused, if not by cancer, simply by an accident. Real scientific research should aim at stopping death. That is real science, and that is Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Simply to discover some medicine to cure disease is not a triumph. The real triumph is to stop all disease. Bhagavad-gītā 8.16 asserts that the real trouble is birth, death, old age, and disease. Ābrahma-bhuvanāl lokāḥ punar āvartino rjuna. Quote, from the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. Unquote. The solution to the problem of repeated birth and death is Kṛṣṇa consciousness, which we are practicing and offering to everyone. The perfect result of this practice is that after the present body becomes useless and dies, one is no longer forced to accept a material body subject to birth, death, old age, and disease. This is real science. Haribol Jai. Oh, tomorrow will be one of my favorite chapters. I am really looking forward for tomorrow. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in today. The link to this book is in the description, and we shall see you next time. Hare Krishna.